it's Kathy, and I am back with another collaboration with my friend Marla over at Mad About Cards and Crafts. And for our collaboration this month, we decided to do a sketch, or to follow a card sketch. And so I chose one for her and sent it to her, and she chose one for me and sent it to me. At the end of this video, I'm going to share my version of the sketch that I sent her, but I'm going to show you how I created the card using the sketch that she sent me. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, for my card, I'll be using some products from Honeybee Stamps. I'll be using the Be Mine stamp set, the Flower Centers cover plate, and the Flower Petals stencil set. I started out by running the cover plate through my Gemini Junior with a piece of 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest cardstock. Once I had that run through my die cut machine, I lined it up with the etched lines on the stencil and taped it down just using painter's tape just to hold it in place. Next, I grabbed my VersaMark ink pad and just pressed it all over the front of the stencil. I wanted to emboss it so that I could do some ink blending, but I wanted the flowers to be white and have the background be a different color, and this was the easiest way that I could figure out how to do it. Anyway, after I had VersaMark ink all over the front of that card panel, I coated it with clear embossing ink and then used my heat tool to melt the embossing powder until it was nice and shiny. Once I was done with the heat embossing, I let it cool off a little bit, and then I grabbed my picked raspberry Distress Oxide ink and a makeup blending brush and just started to ink up that panel. I did use a pretty heavy hand because I wanted the pink to be nice and bright. Once I was done with the ink blending, I used a clean paper towel just to buff off the embossing powder so that it would be nice and bright and white again. So I'm very excited to see what Marla does with the sketch that I sent her because she is a floral girl, and I kind of am anticipating that she's going to use a floral set on that sketch. Anyway, I look forward to doing these collaborations with Marla every month. It kind of makes me think outside the box, and in most cases I have to try something new that I don't normally do. Marla has become a really good friend. She's very kind, she's very genuine, she's very supportive. She's the one that I go to if I need to bounce ideas off of somebody. If I'm stuck on a card, she always helps me finish it, and she's a fabulous person. So I will have a link to her video in the description box below, as well as all of the products that I used for my card. And I highly encourage you to go and check out her channel. She is very talented. She is very versatile with the techniques that she does, and I do think that you will enjoy her videos very much. Anyway, moving right along, after I was done with the ink blending, I set that panel aside and I stamped out my little bee using Memento Tuxedo black ink. Once I had that little bee stamped out, I just jumped right in with the Copic Coloring, and this is nothing new. I started out with BV000 and added in my shadows where they would be the darkest. I like to use BV000 underneath my yellow markers because it desaturates the color and takes out that tartness. Once I was done adding in the shadows, I came in with Y19 and went right over the BV000, and I also extended the Y19 out past the BV000 just a little bit. Then I came in with Y15 and blended out the Y19. And for the little face on the bee, instead of doing a flicking motion from either side towards the center, I kind of did, what do you call those, like kind of half circle swipes or arched swipes, just to get those markers to blend a little bit more easily. I have found that on a really round object like the face of this bee, if I flick in from either side, I always end up with those flick marks. So I changed it up and kind of went in that archy type of direction. I guess that's the best way I can explain it. Once I was done with the Y15, I came in with Y13 and filled in the rest of the face. And the Y13 was standing out a little bit too much for my liking, so I waited for that ink to dry a little bit, and then I did another swipe of the Y15 over the center, and I still ended up with that nice highlight in the center of the bee's face without the highlight being so prominent. And I did add a little bit more of the Y15 and the Y13 to the little bee's stripes on his body. And then I colored in his wings using BG10 and BG quadruple 0 just to add a little bit of color. And I decided that the bee needed to have some rosy cheeks, so I grabbed R20 and just literally did tiny little circles for the rosy cheeks. After I was done with the coloring, I did run the bee through my die cutting machine with the coordinating die, and then it was time to put my card together. For the background panel with the flowers on it that I had done the ink blending, I did run that through my die cut machine with a stitched rectangle die, so it measures 4 by 5 1/4. I put liquid glue on the back of that and adhered that to a piece of yellow cardstock that's cut slightly larger just so that the yellow border would extend outside the frame. I adhered a strip of yellow and white gingham paper across the top part of the panel so that it matches my sketch, and I trimmed off the excess with my scissors. Next, I adhered that whole panel to the front of a top folding A2 size note card, and my card base is 80-pound Neenah Classic Crest cardstock. I used my paper trimmer just to cut a couple of squares, one from white cardstock and one from yellow cardstock, and the yellow square is just slightly larger than the white, and you'll see on the background that there were some flowers there. I had an idea, but it didn't work out, so it's a good thing that cardstock is two-sided, so I didn't waste it. I was able to use it. I used a banner die from My Favorite Things to cut the little flags, and I cut that from the same yellow and white gingham paper and then a piece of yellow and white polka dot paper. And I fussed with the placement of them on the back side of the square to make sure that they were far enough apart to fit the center banner in between. And then when I went to go put that on the front of the card, I realized that the banners were a little bit too long, so I ended up taking them off and adjusting them so they weren't quite so long. I added some foam tape to the back of that square and adhered that to the front of the card. And then, of course, I had to have foam tape on the back side of my bee, so I added some foam tape to him and adhered him to the front of the card as well. I decided that the square was just a little bit too bland, so I grabbed a fine-tipped pink marker and just did little dash marks all the way around the edge. Of course, my bee had to have glittery wings, so I used my Wink of Stella glitter pen to do that, and to finish it up, I added a couple of hot pink enamel dots, and that finishes up my card today. And here's another look at my card. And next up is the sketch that I had sent off to Marla and the card that I created following that sketch. Don't forget to head on over to Marla's channel and check out her video for our collaboration. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not yet subscribed, I'd love it if you would. And don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified every time a new video is posted. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.